All right. Hey, what's going on? Maybe I can get this a little bit of branding in here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if I can get it going. Here we go.
If you like boys, babes, and boobs and beers, long ass mullets and Norris's beer, kicking ass and getting it done, and ending every catfish with a click of a gun. If you like hand grenades and ninja stars, taking out henchmen and finding bars, big rabbit dogs and haunted cars, we're talking about keeping life rated R. Keeping life rated R.
Hey, what's up, R-rated horror fans? What's going on? It's Josh James. Welcome to the R-rated show. And hanging out here with Grogu. Grogu? What's up, Grogu? Grogu's the keeper of the nerd cave. And I don't know. I was just relaxing on a Wednesday night and thought maybe let's just do a live stream, see if anybody's interested in hanging out. We're going to watch a shitty summer movie, one of the old school summer movies that I love from the 80s called Meatballs 3. Mr. McSteamy here. Yeah. It's a shitty movie. I kind of like wonder if like people actually like the original Meatballs movie with Bill Murray. I kind of like it. It's all right, you know. I'm like mediocre milk toast about it or whatever, but I love this one. Like Meatballs 3 to me is premium entertainment. And this movie came out in the 80s, and when I was laying on the couch as a prepubescent douchebag, it would come on HBO, and it would come on many times a night, and I would just watch it, loop it over, watch it, whatever. We used to get these little booklets. They're about this big, little tiny booklets, that had like the HBO schedule, what was going to come on. And every time I saw Meatballs 3, I was like, I'm watching that shit. I fucking love me some fucking Meatballs 3. You know what I'm saying? It's just carefree enough, fun enough, light enough, and had enough TNA in it. You know, a little bit of like sexual activity for my young preteen brain to adjust to and enjoy. So I just thought it was really fun. I always liked it, and so it hit me in my heart. And so every summer, when summer starts coming around, I like to rewatch it and you know, just remember the good old times when life was simpler, you know, and things, you know, a stupid coming of age movie was just a simple coming of age movie, and it wasn't some point of contention or something, you know. So let me see if I can move this over. Can't figure out where to look. I'm gonna move this right here. There we go. It's gonna obscure my face, maybe just a little bit. See, I'm vain, so I have to see myself. You know, I have to see myself. There we go. Me and Grogu. But I do love this movie in a weird way. I don't know why. It's just fun. It's something simple and entertaining about it. So I have to watch it one time a year. One time is definitely enough for sure. It stars Patrick Dempsey in it, and this is before he, you know, obviously kind of blew up into. He had a peak, you know, in like I think around 2010 ish with what do you call it? Grey's Anatomy TV star or whatever, and then he started getting some more like movie roles and stuff like that, and then faded back into the background. So we haven't really heard a whole lot from McDreamy for a while, but as far as I'm concerned, this is the peak performance from him. I love this movie. Oh, Can't Buy Me Love too, another 80s movie, really good. He trades in his telescope money for some basically he buys himself a girlfriend to make himself cool. That's a really cool movie too. I like that one a lot too. But I guess there's somebody watching out there. I guess there's a chat here. Let's see. Hey man, it's Kyle. Can't stay long, but want to drop in and give you a thumbs up. Good one. Oh, what's up, Kyle? Hey man. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very sweet of you. Hopefully we'll bump into each other out in Camp Blood somewhere this summer. But much appreciated, man. But if anybody else wants to jump into the chat or hang out or I don't know, even like get involved in the live stream and come on and just add your 2 cents or just act stupid with me for an hour and a half or something, like you're more than welcome to. It's yeah, it is what it is. I'm just gonna hang out and watch this movie and have some fun. All right. So without further ado, where's the tab? Let's see. Let me back it up here. All right. Probably should turn on the volume. Can't really tell the volume's on or not. Let's see. Here we go. That's probably a little better, right? All right. Yeah, see? Right off the bat, good vibes. You know what I mean? They're setting the tone for the movie. And it's a good old-fashioned Americana, which for some reason, you know, is being hated on right now. I love old-fashioned Americana. I love American Graffiti. You ever watch the movie American Graffiti by George Lucas? Fucking incredible movie. Like, inspirational. Now you go back even further and look at like I don't know, what do you call it? Watch some James Dean movies, you know. Let me see, Rebel Without a Cause, you know, just red, white, and blue Americana movies. You know, I love that stuff. But this movie, you know, moving out of the 50s, 60s, American Graffiti, and then you end up in the 80s, which is very American, very, very, very American, very loving of American culture, pop culture. And, you know, it's about the robustness and the beauty, the bounty of opportunity, you know, like you got food, you got cars, you got, you know, opportunity, you got hot, beautiful women, you've got, you know, all these things. A young man's coming of age and all this opportunity that comes to him. I mean, I know it sounds like pretentious, so I'm just saying it's just a basic underlying ideas of like what these movies were kind of based off of, which is like feel good ideas. Like, you know, as a young preteen guy, I was thinking to myself, that's going to be me when I hit, you know, 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever, going into high school. I might meet a girl, whatever. You know, it's just, you didn't really conceptualize it in that way. I mean, you just kind of had this sense of like good things to come. And that's why these movies are so great. It's because, you know, you just had this sense of optimism about what life is going to offer you coming up in the world. And that's, I think, why a lot of dudes, you know, a lot of people, not just dudes, but fans of movies and stuff, like look at these old 80s movies and they go back and they say, yeah, man, I remember that optimism and that hopefulness and that excitement about what the future would hold and the fantasy of the American dream and stuff. So, you know, you might wonder why like a guy like me would like enjoy a movie like this, which is like, you know, pretty stupid movie, but it's because it reminds me of that time in my life. It was like a little wedge of time in my life that that I remembered feeling good, you know, and like feeling excited about something. And the movie's fun. It's funny, you know, it's goofy, but it's funny. My favorite all-time movie. Oh man, come on, dude. What's so Amity Hour? let me see. So Amity Hour is saying, what's my all-time favorite movie? And anybody who is a movie fan knows that you can't pick one movie, dude. I mean, it's a fallacy. It's like you can't just pick one movie. It's like, movies are a spectrum of genres. So if you're gonna say what's your desert island movies, I would say probably. That's tough. You'd have to say not just one, but three, maybe 3 to 5. I don't know. Maybe this one would be one. I don't know. Seems like it could be one. I mean, it's not going to be like an Avengers movie or something. Like, it's not going to be like a Batman movie or something like that. It would be probably like Sleepaway Camp, 1982. Robert Hiltzik. I love that movie so much. Maybe The Empire Strikes Back if I had to pick a Star Wars movie. But I have such a sour taste in my mouth over Star Wars right now. But I maybe would pick Empire, maybe even like the original Star Wars, A New Hope, maybe that one. What other movies? What other genres? I'd probably be obviously a horror movie, like maybe Friday the 13th Part 5. So, original Star Wars, Friday the 13th Part 5, Sleepaway Camp. I think that, maybe it'd be my 3 where I am now in my life. But, I mean, it's not going to be like, Pelican Brief or something, like, it's not going to be something meaningful. It's going to be some sleazy piece of trash movie, So, Terminator 1984. So, Amity Hour saying Terminator 1984. I would say, fair enough. That's a good movie. I think it's a good movie. I like Terminator 2 better, but I think the original Terminator is a fucking slick ass movie, really groundbreaking shit. And I think Terminator 2 obviously couldn't exist without Terminator. They're very different types of movies. It's like comparing, Friday the 13th with Friday the 13th Part 3. It's like they're very different movies, So, but they exist in the same world. So, dude, Terminator is a great movie. I love that one. Awesome. It's simple, real simple. You know what I mean? Keeping it real, keeping it simple, keeping it real simple. But yeah, if you're an action guy, I can see that. I'm not as much action as I am horror. I love horror movies and comedies, and then maybe action after that. Explosions aren't really what get me my nerd boner going, but
look, Barry Fart, I don't give a rat's ass about your whip weather reports.
By the way, you may have noticed my beautiful little cozy here. My beer cozy. It's called it's from the Mahoning Drive-In, which is in Pennsylvania, Lehighton to be exact. If you like drive-in movies like I do, and you like old school 80s and 90s movies like I do, and schlock and all kinds of other great things that movie buffs like me like, you would behoove yourself to check out mahoningdit.com, because they're this great little drive-in out in Lehighton, Pennsylvania, and they do amazing events all year long, and I'm a big fan, so definitely check out the mahoningdit.com and get yourself one of these beautiful cozies like I did. Maybe if the Mahoning gets around to it, maybe they'll get a 35 millimeter print of this beautiful movie. Meatballs 1 and Meatballs 2, I like it okay. But Meatballs 3, Meatballs 1, Meatballs 3, it's good stuff. I like it. So, but I like this one the best. I like this one better than Meatballs, the original, honestly.
It's been kind of a lifelong dream. I knew you'd understand.
Amity Hour says, I see the original Terminator as a slasher movie. There is an intelligent argument to be made for that because it is very violent. It's a stalker movie. It's packaged as obviously an action movie, but it's very much a slasher movie. You're right. He just uses a machine gun or a gun or whatever instead of a machete or something, or a knife or whatever. But I could see your argument there, man. I always say that about RoboCop too. I always say RoboCop almost feels like a horror movie in a way. The original one, first RoboCop movie. I asked Wazell, I was like, you think maybe like RoboCop's like a covert like slasher horror movie? And he's like, no, it's definitely action. I think I might agree with him, but I feel like it could be. You could look at it that way. I think Predator, Terminator, and RoboCop could be almost like horror. That's probably why we love them so much, because they're like basically horror movies. They're genre bending, But one of the things I love about this movie is that it's such a small like scope. It's a small area. It's just this little lake with a little shack and a little this, little that, and like it all happens in this like little place and these little characters. So like it's not too bombastic. It's just kind of like a little charming movie and stuff. And like, the character's like this horny little kid. He just wants to get laid, really. I mean, his objectives are really focused down to like one thing, which is like, how do I get sex? They don't make these kind of movies anymore. You know what I mean? It's like he's confronting these beautiful women who are older than him for the first time. And he's like, I think that young dudes like can kind of relate to that. I mean, none of us ever kind of really went through anything specifically like this, but as a metaphorical movie, you could say, I get it. Like, you just started really getting interested in girls and wanting to be interested in you and try to like get their attention and blah blah blah. And it's just this whole movie is like this really goofy, like fantastical kind of idea about like, well, what if my favorite porn star came down and helped me like meet a girl, and it's a great premise for a movie. I mean, it's dated, yes, okay, fine, but I love it. It's really like just sort of, I don't know, charismatic because you can't make these movies anymore. So I think I'm the only guy on the internet championing this movie, honestly. Like nobody ever talks about this movie. I think there's been a couple reviews I've seen, but nobody. Hey baby. Nobody loves you like I love you. Nobody loves you like I love you, baby. I'm all up in your business. So, yeah, I mean, fuck. I would pay $100 for an 8x11 signed Patrick Dempsey, photo only for this movie, not anything else he's done. I don't give a shit about the rest of his fucking album, his roster of movies, or whatever. I don't care. Yeah, this movie, I would probably pay about. If it was an 8x11 photo of like this movie, would probably pay for that just for the sheer smiles I would get for the next decade or two. Like I think I got some spam in the chat, so I'm gonna get rid of you. Satisfy your wishes online. It sounds like a great premise, my dear bot, but since you're fake, you're gonna have to go. All right. That's the first time I ever had a bot in my chat. And that's not any kind of testament to my popularity. It's just that probably because I'm posting a sleazy movie or something, they probably thought I was horny and wanted to jack off right now. So The one thing that is frustrating about this movie, though, is that Wendy, she's so cute, and she's like, kind of like Wendy. Look at her. She's like this cute, kind of like hybrid goth girl, good girl, goth girl kind of character with all of her like kinky makeup and stuff and her kinky hairdo. And she's like totally into this nerd guy. It's like makes total sense. And he just, you know, he doesn't see it. I'm like, oh, dude, come on, wake up, man. This girl is all over you. And it's like, most guys, I see, I don't know. If there's any dudes out there, please chime in on this. I guess you kind of like lust after, like, okay, let's say you're in 8th grade and you kind of like lust after the high school girl of your dreams or whatever. But, that's a pipe dream. You're kind of just dreaming, right? So, ain't gonna happen because shit don't, girls in high school don't date grade schoolers in the 8th grade or something. So like, maybe an 8th or 9th grader rolls by your place and she's like, yeah, hey,
You got something against clothes?
I was working.
you would probably get interested in her as a girlfriend if you were that age and you guys were both the same age and same grade and everything.
Roxanne de Jour.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird, but I'm talking about like grade school, going steady kind of thing. I'm surprised that, as much as like, I guess this character probably is like freshman in high school. So let's bump it up to freshman in high school. If you're a freshman in high school, right, and you get a hots for a senior, it ain't ever going to happen, right? So, if another freshman came around and started hanging around, like, wouldn't you be the least bit interested? That's my one thing about this movie. It's like, it seems like he's just so,
I didn't get the pod. I didn't even get to.
I don't know, maybe because they were friends or something for a long time. Like, he's just not interested in Wendy. I'm like, oh, dude, come on. Wendy's kind of cool.
What's
Like,
the matter? They got something against sex up here?
Are you kidding? The head of the studio.
why wouldn't you hang out with Wendy a little bit? I don't know.
Fucking good deed here. So what should I tell her? Yes, chief. Yes, chief.
Yeah, Wendy seems cool as shit. She probably likes a lot of cool music. She likes cool movies. All she just wants is a little attention. I don't get it, man.
Best face for his next picture. He's willing to give you another audition.
What part?
The part of being a.
I wonder if I'm gonna get a copyright hit or strike for this. I'm not monetizing this, so fuck it. All I know is that this seems like the coolest place to hang out. I wish I had a summer job as cool as this, man. Like bikers and riverboats and speedboats and girls in bikinis and cool other people I could hang out and meet. And it's like a fucking summer job dream come true, Like, fuck working at Camp Blood. Like, where is this place? Let me work here for the summer. What's cool? I think one of the cool things about this movie is that it's more down to earth than most coming of age movies. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you look at Meatballs or Porky's, well, not the original Meatballs. Let's say Porky's and stuff. Porky's 1, Porky's 2, Porky's 3. They're really crazy. Like, they really went over the top. Maybe this movie had like a really small budget. And like, how can we make a really small story that's coming of age on a lake and kind of incorporate all these things that was like really popular in the 80s and stuff, and titillating and stuff for teens in the 80s and stuff, and they still make it work, and they figured it out. I think this movie like worked really good. I think maybe I'm one of the only people, but a small scope story, I think it's a lot of fun. It's really simple. There's not a lot to it, and to me, that's inspiring. I like to see that a small low budget movie can be really shot well and staged well and written well and be fun, you know?
Thanks for the hand.
Went right through me.
And this actress is really
If
cool.
I can't touch you, how am I
The
gonna?
chick that plays
I think
the
I've gone from horny to
a
crazy.
porn star
There's gonna be
is
trouble. Oh,
is awesome. I remember her from what is it called? Summer School,
What do you want?
right? Rodney Dangerfield. She was like the teacher that he was in love with, and you know he had to prove his loyalty and love to her, and she's great. You know, she's
see, kid, it's like this.
very unique look, old school Hollywood.
I played the greatest love scene in my life. There was only one problem. When I was supposed to come,
Yeah, very kind of
putting it bluntly,
fast
I
and easy.
My
Character she plays in this movie is
was
fantastic.
a ghost.
Maybe you're just not feeling well.
I have to look up her name because I feel like I
Maybe
would
you should see a
be
doctor.
doing her an injustice not to talk about her
I mean, this
because she's so great in this movie.
Yeah, I'd have
But
trouble believing it if I were you too. Let's see what I could do to prove it. How about abracadabra?
by the way, if you're just jumping in, we're watching Meatballs 3, 1986. Summer Job, it's called. Let's see.
It's just a few miles from here.
Sally Kellerman
I'll call for you.
plays Roxy
They
Dujour,
didn't come with instructions.
and Patrick Dempsey plays Rudy. So yeah, you know,
Come to me.
one of the, I think, great movies of the mid '80s. It just it's the epitome of like what we were allowed to do back then that you cannot do now. You know, I don't even think that if they pitched this idea, anybody would want to like greenlight it or whatever. You know, and it's not like indie filmmakers are making this kind of these indie filmmakers. Whenever they gotta pull the money together to make a movie, they're not making movies like this. They're making movies. They're either documentaries or making like, I don't know, fan films off another franchise or something. You know, they're not making fun comedy movies because they're so hard to make. You know, they're really hard to do well. So, you know, this is really like a dying breed of movie. I really hope this kind of thing comes back. Like, you know, the pendulum swings back the other way. Like right now, it's like it's taboo. Nobody likes. Nobody talks about Porkies. Nobody talks about, you know, Screwballs. Nobody talks about, you know, Meatballs. Nobody talking. You know, it's don't talk about those movies. It was when America was sexist, racist, blah blah blah. You know, it's like, please. It was just a movie. It's just a bunch of like horny teens like doing what horny teens do and making a spectacle out of it, parodying itself. You know, it's like these are normal feelings that people have growing up, and let's make a parody out of it. You know, but you don't see indie filmmakers making these kind of movies because they're very, very, I don't know, like I don't want to say sketchy, but it's definitely like a dangerous territory. It's mine-filled territory. It's dangerous to make these movies, and that's what makes them cool. Is that they're dangerous, you know? I mean, they're more dangerous now than they were fucking 40 years ago. But I'm just saying, like, I really hope that people start making movies like this again, but make them fresh and updated in the current times. We really need to learn how to laugh at each other and parody each other and, you know, just fucking relax, man. Have a good time. Smoke a joint. Fucking drink some beers. You know, like recognize each other, you know, as human beings having experiences in life and having some fun with it. Feels like that's just gone, you know. It's a bummer, dude. It bums me out. So I like to go back and watch these movies. I like to bring them out. I like to go, oh, hey, Remember this movie? Boom. Let's watch it. Let's remember when we used to have fun and, keep that that pilot light in the oven going, like don't let it don't let those fucking media Nazis blow that shit out and be like, we can't watch these kind of movies in there. They're so this, they're so that. No, fuck that shit. Let's watch them. Let's enjoy them. Support me. Say yes, yes, we should watch them. Let's. I like to laugh. I like to enjoy life. Life is to merrily enjoy. It doesn't have to all be serious. All the time. And I want to keep that. I want to carry that torch. But this movie, it's so much fun. Poor Wendy.
Yeah, as if you've ever seen one.
She's so immature, Tommy. Will someone please tie this airhead down before she floats?
Pissing in a mop bucket, man. Not cool. Not cool at all.
Off my case, pig breath. Tommy, are you gonna let her get away with this? Huh?
See, that move right there, just by itself, would have won me over. I've been like, this fucking chick is cool, man. Like, fuck this preppy chick, and like, I would have been like, that was the move. That was the move that won me over. And I'll probably be telling it at our 50th anniversary with our grandchildren. Be like, Drew, when we were 15 years old, your grandma, like that kind of thing. Like, I would have been like, that was a sweet move. She fucking won me over heart and soul with that move. The fucking old mop on the, that's great. Yeah, I like my girls with a little piss in them, like a little defiant. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Yeah. We've all been there, man. We've all been there. We've all cleaned a gross toilet before. As the manager of a business, I tell my employees, is like, it's just a part of life. Everybody's going to clean a toilet once in a while. It's okay. It's not a big deal, like, just get it over with. It's like 20, 30 seconds of awfulness, and then you're done. But it builds character. Clean a toilet once in a while. It's not going to kill you, This is a great scene.
Let's talk, kid.
I love the whole idea of I was like, I couldn't believe, like, back when I was like, a kid, when this came out, I was like, I was 9. So I was like, oh my God, like a girl in the men's bathroom, like the boys' room, and she's like this really sexy woman in a men's gross, shitty, like he just like, flushed a turd down the toilet, and she's like this sexy woman. And I was like, oh my God, like, I was like, oh my God. It was like, for me, it was like the most shocking thing ever, It was like, I thought it was really cool.
Oh, I couldn't hear myself think with all that noise.
So just goes to show you how times have changed, Times have changed, my friend. But, and it's cool because her whole world revolves around this, boy coming of age, a teenage boy and stuff. And I think a lot of teenage boys,
What do you say, kid? Nothing to lose but your virginity. I'm not trained.
I think it's an amusing premise, especially probably now if they thought about it, it'd be like, could you imagine like your favorite porn star now coming into your life and like giving you directions and shit? Like fucking, I don't know, Mia Khalifa came down and it's like all of a sudden out of nowhere and just started giving you like, like love life, like how this is how you get on Tinder and like meet girls or whatever, It's be really funny if they rebooted this movie or something. If somebody had the balls to do it.
Oh yeah, before you go up, I want you to tell the big guy Gene that we want to see him outside the bar.
We got a hot tip on a bet for him. That'll be $20. I thought you said 15. Hey, I lied.
Right, Grogu? Right? Grogu agrees. Grogu is eagerly awaiting the, what do you call it? Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, it's coming, a couple days from now. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I don't know. Disney Star Wars is so jacked. I don't know. It's like every now and then they stumble across a really great idea. But so far, Boba Fett was real bad, man. I didn't like that show. But it wasn't real. Okay. Let me be fair. It wasn't real bad. It wasn't good. It was very, very, very mediocre. There was a lot of stuff that they did in that show that was like, I did not like Boba Fett at all. And it's like, it was not Boba Fett. To me personally, it was not Boba Fett. Mando was more Boba Fett than Boba Fett actually was, in my personal opinion. So I did not like Boba Fett the show. I liked those 2 Mandalorian episodes they threw in there. I like those. Luke Skywalker teaching Grogu the Force and the Yoda references and all that, blah, blah, blah. That was cool. All the other shit from the Boba Fett series with the Rancor at the end and blah, 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 did not like it. I will never watch that shit again. And for me, Boba Fett ain't some fucking tired ass, pussy whipped, fucking dad bod dude in a Boba Fett costume. So that's my 2 cents on that. But hey, Obi-Wan might be, I don't know. It's gonna be fucking awful. They're gonna change canon and ruin everything. Fuck that. There's a reason why I have a Phantom Menace t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's over. It's done. I just wait for like a couple of a little, member berries here or there to like get off on, and then I just move on to the next. Okay, we're talking about this movie, not. See, I never learn. I always get stuck on that old shit, man. I gotta learn to let it go. I do. Me and Grogu. I love Grogu. Grogu is the best thing that's happened to Star Wars in a long time. I love the character of Grogu a lot. So that's why I got Grogu here. He's a friend of mine. Everything else, not so much. Okay, so we're gonna move away from the Star Wars chat, but I love like the whole idea of like her helping him learn how to meet girls, because he's got these like real rudimentary ideas, and like only role models he has are these like jock guys that get all the girls, and they're like pieces of shit. So she teaches him. This movie has a good heart, really, if you think about it, because you think most like coming of age movies like the Porky's franchise, stuff, it's all really crude and crass and like dated and everything. This movie has a really good heart. It's like teaching a guy how to treat a woman like a lady, coming from a porn star that's been manhandled by women. Manhandled by men her whole career. So she knows a thing or two about the best and the worst attributes of men, and so she's like teaching him how to be soft and romantic towards a woman. So this movie actually has a really good little message in it. You know what I mean? But it's not mean spirited. It's not biased. Like this scene's a perfect example of like she's like fucking this fast girl here, like it's too fast for him, so there's like this like push pull bounce. It's not just all men are gross and all men are or little simps that can't get laid. or it's not all women are slutty and all women are slutty or terrible. You know, it's like this interesting like juggle of like of facets of human condition and stuff, and they're going through sexuality. So, I mean, I'm probably getting a little too deep on it, but I just think it's really interesting. It's a fun movie. It's a reason why it's good, I think, you know.
You're nice, you're bright. But how is anybody else?
I don't think they've ever made a movie like this since, you know. Nobody ever like recreated this movie, you know.
I wasn't peeking. I wasn't peeking. I wasn't peeking.
Man, I'm getting spammed hardcore tonight.
Hop in, Keith. Training begins today.
Where did you get that?
Props. You wouldn't believe it. The whole ship's up there.
And like these are all just like these little simple shots, like, you know, there's not a lot to them. It's just, I'm sure this is just a little tiny recreational lake up in Canada somewhere, and they just made the most of it, you know. In fact, you can find these filming locations. I've found them on the internet, and I'm like, I'm tempted to go up there and just see it, you know, but it is probably a little too far away. And these like little fun scenes, these little vignettes of, you know, they're trying to close and you know, she's not really there, so it's like these like little special effects moments that are real cheap. I think is really charming, you know. You'll never see this shit again. Like that should be my catchphrase. You'll never see this kind of movie ever again. You'll never see this kind of movie ever again. It's done and over with. Never say never, but it is fun. I like the simplicity of it. Maybe it's the reason why I like this movie so much is because it carries the spirit of so many cheap horror slashers that were made in the 80s too. You know, like it was just doing its own thing, trying to get by and make a little profit, you know. What's that, Grogu? Hang on, Grogu's asking me a question. Oh, wait, what's that, Grogu? Grogu says get another beer. Okay, Grogu, I'll be right back. Oh, yeah, he says he wants one too, so I'll be right back. 1 second.
You ever had a girlfriend?
No.
Well, that's nothing to be ashamed of. Let me ask you something. If you did have a girlfriend, what would you do with her on a quiet night?
Well, guess we'd go home and, well, you know.
Make love.
Yeah, that's it.
Come on, kid, use your imagination.
Well, I wouldn't take her back to that crummy shack. Have a real place. This big, comfortable couch. Fireplace. Soft music. Oh, and she'd be beautiful. Make love until we dropped.
I think we're going out tonight.
All right.
Beer, 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 beer. Beer, 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 beer.
What's wrong with my walk?
Take a few steps.
That's right, motherfuckers. It's beer time.
No, not really.
Beer skis. Brew, brew. Grogu's got a beer. What's up, Grogu? Keeper of the Bud Light. Yeah. Strutting like fucking John Wayne or something, you know?
Never make it.
Uh-oh. She's gonna fucking pack his pocket.
I'm not hungry.
It's not for you to eat. It's an instruction lead.
It's gonna pull a Spinal Tap.
Where'd you get that? The chain. In town.
Right this way, soldier boy.
Sorry, babe. Got plans. Going fox hunting. Catch you later. You know, maybe if you fixed up your hair a bit, played a little with your
This is
makeup.
so mean, dude. Why would you come by to cock tease her and then fucking put her down? Like, that's a shitty fucking move, dude. Even if you are just friends, like, why would you say that? Why would you do that? Like, I don't know. It's just seems like viciously cruel. Like, why don't you just go over there and be like, hey, what do you think about this outfit? Does it look good? You know? I'm gonna go fucking cruising for chicks. You want to come with me? Like, be my wingman? You know, like that would be like way more.
Anyway, you look great too,
Would make
kid.
way more sense,
And
you
I
know.
really love your walk.
But it's like, oh, he's got confidence now, so he's got to shit on the little girl, you know.
No means yes.
And that's weird. That's a little sketch. That's a little sketch, you know. No means yes. That's an outdated concept.
Just remember. No.
I think that was always like kind of like a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek kind of joke. I don't think that was ever like really like a legit thing. Like,
Roxy?
I don't know. I don't know how many dudes out there, I mean, at least in my generation, ever thought that no means yes. I mean, it was always kind of like a joke, you know, like no means yes. Not really. No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean yes. It means no, you know, no. But that was the one thing about this. That's the one little choice of dialogue and concept in this movie. I think I would probably delete, you know, like there's a lot of things in old movies that probably you know, not really don't hold up well, and you know, I'm just saying, but ouch, like no means yes. No, it doesn't. But the weird thing about that is like that was kind of like I don't know how to explain it. That was just a thing that people said like in the 80s, you know, like it wasn't ever like some like I don't know how to explain it. It was like a catchphrase.
I wouldn't take that if I were you.
It wasn't like doctrine. It was like a catchphrase. It was like something people said in movies or something, but nobody ever really thought that. You know, nobody ever enacted that had like any common sense or anything. You know, that's the weird thing about these old movies. You know, it's like you watch old movies and you're like, it's dated language. Exactly, dated, of its time. So, but yeah, that's a little, you know, you have to take the whole movie in its context of absurdness and fantastical and, you know, ridiculous, exploitative, and, you know, just getting the most bang for your buck on a drive-in movie on the weekend kind of thing, you know.
What did you hear? She told me to get
Anybody who ties a sweater around their neck like that shit,
Means yes. No means yes.
I don't know, man. Especially salmon. It's like,
Doesn't make you
dude,
think she's too easy.
you're a fucking douche,
really
man.
think so?
I know so. Now get back in there and don't take no for an
Which is the
answer.
whole point. I mean, it's still trying to make it obvious that he's turning into a douchebag, you know. I always remembered like when I was a kid watching this, and like, when I say kid, I was probably 9, 10, 11. And this is such a stupid idea. Like this, like, I mean, it's hilarious, but it's absurd because like this chick is like a hard, like she's like like a mature woman who's probably had her. She's probably, she knows what she's up. Fuck, look at her. She ain't no fucking high school chick. And he just like fucking shows her place. All of a sudden, it's like she would probably claw the shit out of this guy. And then all of a sudden, he just fucking puts his foot down. She decides to go out to the woods and make out with him. Even when I was 9, that shit didn't sit right with me. I'm like, I don't think it works that way. I'll have to like fucking, I don't know, like have a consultation with mom about this one. Cause I'm not really sure that would actually work out that way. I just think it just adds to the absurdity of the movie. So I'm glad it's in there. It's just really funny. It's like they're really pushing the extremes, It's just way off the rails of reality, but it's fun, It's pushing the dynamics of the stereotypes of the time and everything like that. So she's basically like a biker chick, and he's like a 15-year-old wannabe insecure preppy kid, poor, like just doing a summer job. No.
Rudy, you're supposed to be enjoying it.
All right.
Yeah, these things were definitely very confusing. For a little 9, 10-year-old Josh, they were confusing. Even if he had all the right moves, the outfit, the preppy thing, it's like oil and water don't mix. I don't get it. I love these like these weird like they really kind of push this like set pieces like as best they could with like these weird signs that move, and like it made it like seem like a very boisterous place. It's just this little tiny like lake up in Canada somewhere, They must have like blown their load on, financially on like extras for like just a couple shoots. And the rest of it was just like the cast hanging around this like lake house and shit. Cause
Me and the bros are gonna choke down some chow and cruise the river. Want to tag along?
Move over. You're ruining my view.
he's such an asshole, man.
Okay. You want to stay here and mop the dock? No skin off my back. Grunt.
Why don't you be nice to her? Give her a break. She likes you.
She's just a punk kid.
She's just a punk kid. Same age as me. I'm not a punk kid, though.
Rudy.
Oh, no.
Could you give me a hand in here for a minute, please?
She's the resident fucking lake boat hoe, right? This is like borderline predatory here. She's just trying to get. Oh, okay. So I think the lady here, Roxy Dujour, is trying to teach Rudy a lesson, about fast women aren't really that sexy. That good girls are sexy. They can be sexy because they tune into your needs. Fast women, they take what they want from you, and then you don't feel good. Like good girls, they invest themselves to make you feel good about what you've done. When you have to work for it a little bit.
Don't waste your time with that dinosaur.
See, it's some good messages in this movie, man. I would agree with that. It's good. That's a good, solid message to put out there.
10 years, you'll be 28.
I don't think I've ever seen a coming of age movie with this much heart and good messaging. American Pie. I mean, can you really say that much about, you know, maybe having a good relationship with your dad or something, or I don't know, you know?
No, stop, please, really, it's not worth it.
You want a kid? I'm not going to force you.
Cheers.
Kid, one day you'll thank me.
Roxy du jour. Gotta love it.
Pretty nice threads for a pussy.
And the cool thing is too, is that Rudy has this really nice character arc, you know. It's like they really did some work writing in, you know, a good, you know, he's not just some fucking douche that rides out like monotone through the whole movie. He learns shit, you know, and he, you know, through the help of, you know, Roxy du jour or whatever, they grow together and shit, you know. Like she's got a thing to do and he's got a thing to do. They help each other out, and you know, he has a story arc, and it's, you know, it's not like fucking Shakespeare, but it's, you know, you can follow it and enjoy it, and you know, it's fun, and you know, at the end he hooks up with the right girl and all that, so. And it's fun because also Gene Simmons's wife is in this movie. So, and she in her prime, fucking hot as shit, Shannon Tweed, right? And yeah, this movie is just fucking full of hits. It's like it's nonstop fun, you know. Why is it that movies that take place on lakes is so much fun? You know, it's like it just adds a new atmosphere to the movie that you just fucking love. He makes him swim back. I remember this vividly. The river rats. I want to be a river rat. That's my goal in life. I want to be a river rat. I want to wear a leather vest and a bandana and just have a fucking miniature speedboat and just river rat my ass to retirement, man. That'd be fucking shit. You know, smoke a little grass, drink a little beer, live in a shack, bang Shannon Tweed, and just be a fucking river rat, man. Oh, nice little Marilyn Monroe move here. Just to build up the whole idea that she's like, you know, she's a classy broad underneath, you know. This is Trying to Pick Up Chicks Part 5. Scene 5 of the movie.
I don't think I've seen you here before. I just arrived today. My first time on the river.
Oh, you disturbed the locals, man. You were supposed to be incognito and you fucked up.
Roxy, I'll take care of this. Roxy, you and me, hi, Roxy.
Hi, kid.
Boys are cramping my style.
He's amazing. Now, what am I, chopped liver?
How did he do that? He's fast, huh? He's fast. Can't step outside.
Man, I wish Roxy was my best friend. I'd hang out with Roxy, man. I wouldn't even try to like put the moves on her. I'd be like,
I just want you to
I would
know
just
that
like, hey, Roxy, you
I'm
want to watch
grateful.
like, I don't know, like,
Hey, I think innocence of love.
let's watch, I don't know,
Yeah,
Phantasm or
that's
something.
right.
Like, let's get like a pizza and like let's watch Phantasm. Like, I don't know, she's so cool. I love Roxy's like her sensibility and her worldliness. You know, like that's somebody I'd want to hang with, and her sensuality. You know, it's like really
How do you feel
cool. I
about
like
this
that.
girl? Feels okay to me. See you later, Roxy.
No, I mean it. How do you feel about
See,
it?
she's trying to teach him
You gonna give her a call, send her flowers, take her out to dinner?
that, like, you know,
Hey, Roxy,
it's
I'm
not
not
just
really
about
against
your
the guy.
cock. You gotta
We could get in
fucking,
here.
you know,
Rudy?
do it if you really
What
like
is
the
he?
girl. You
Oh,
know,
please, not
if
another
you're into
story.
her, if you
When I was a young
if
girl,
you, if you feel something
tried to
for her, you
assassinate
know, then
some
go
fellas.
for it. But if you
Break
don't,
into
don't
women
fuck,
by
you
the door.
know, don't don't mess up her world. You know, be a gentleman. It's really interesting idea. Like whoever
Why
wrote
still
this
think you
movie,
do?
you know,
It's time,
had something. I
Roxy.
think it's really
Why don't you write
this
a book?
movie is cool, man. I
See
like
what I'm
this movie a
telling you?
lot.
This girl's pure, untainted. Yet to be deflowered. She's like you, dummy.
Maybe they were trying to do that. Maybe they were like, well, you know, all these other like coming of ages are sleaze. Wouldn't it be
That's a car
funny
I
if
could find
like
in my hands.
the two main characters, one was a porn star and a young boy, and she was like teaching him how to not be a sleaze bag. You know, that's interesting.
Oh,
Are we moving?
And
You bet we are.
it's really cool that he fails all these times, and
I
then
can't
like
find it.
she finds a way to spoil it, but it's not like
Oh,
Yeah, well, I know
a
it's hard to
buzzkill.
find.
It's like, you know, funny. You know,
oh yeah.
that's pretty good writing, I think.
I think that's my shoe.
Oh, it's getting dark down there.
Good sign. Good sign. Oh my God. I think we better.
Why is there always like the old school Volkswagen Beetles in these early 80s movies, you know?
Nah, I think I'll just stay here and kill myself.
It's like a almost like a trope at this point.
It was really nice meeting you.
Yeah. Just swell.
Interesting they busted in with the Sha-na-na music here. It's like almost like an American Graffiti moment. Mean Jeans.
Today, on this stage, one of these lucky set of boobs will win the coveted title of Miss Goldacious Tatas.
Oops.
Before we begin our search for Mean Jean's next Tata Queen, I'd like to introduce to you our head judge. The biggest
Oh my
rat of
god,
all,
I'm getting spammed
really
like crazy.
sick guy with blindfolded, Martel Huey.
And as you know, the judges do not consider personality, talent, career goals. We're strictly concerned with taste. May we have the first contestant, please? Upside Down Sally! From Tulsa, Oklahoma! How would you like to float on these pontoons? With lungs like this, you can stay underwater forever! Next we have
Trying to block these spammers, man. Like, dude, leave me the fuck alone. Stop spamming me. Jesus Christ, man. Is this what professional fucking StreamYards buys you every month? I mean, come on, man. Fucking lame. Look at this shit. It's just fucking terrible, man.
These kazoobies are your kazoobies. These kazoobies are my kazoobies.
Fucking buzzkill, man.
You guys are all alike. Bigger is better. 10 years should be carrying those things around in a wheelbarrow.
That's a great line. I love that. 10 years of you carrying those things around in a wheelbarrow.
Nice pair.
I lost my contact lenses 2 days ago. I hate to wear glasses.
You look great in binoculars.
How can I ever repay you?
Sorry, guys. I've been desperately trying to block these fucking bots that have taken over my chat for some reason. Maybe I'll have to fucking turn that shit off. Gonna have to report that shit to fucking StreamYard because when you pay for this stuff, that's not supposed to happen. But
I guess this is it. Next time you see me, if you see me, I'll be up among the stars. The real stars.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I've been too busy chasing girls. I haven't even thought how much you've done for me.
and yet another story arc in the movie was his relationship with Roxy.
Kid, don't strain yourself.
And it's interesting because she's kind of like a motherly figure to him and stuff, and I like that. That's cool.
Rudy, come here.
Oh, Rudy. Watch, he's.
It's enormous.
Oh, it's the. It's the fucking kielbasa in his pocket.
Oh, no.
What have I done? What have I done? Oh my God.
I detect a voiceover there. That might be a little fakery going on.
Hey, salami.
I'm just curious if there's any girls out there watching this video, if you've ever gotten with a new guy and then all of a sudden found some fake penile thing in his pocket. If you ever have, I would love to hear that story in the comments below, because I've never heard an actual story of that ever happening. But I would love to hear it if it's ever happened to you.
You're supposed to be making love, not sandwiches.
I would love to hear it because it'd be fucking hilarious. I'd laugh my ass off.
Let's not go right to through. I mean,
And it would be nice to read a comment that wasn't like, "What the fuck is this shit?" and "You suck," and "Go kill yourself." So yeah, if you fucking happen to have a story like that, I'd love to hear it. Or something similar. Maybe he's got a cucumber in his pocket, or lied about his dick size, or something entertaining. Entertain me. I entertain you, but entertain me. Back in the comments, please. If you get a chance, let me know. I love that fucking guy, the biker dude, Meatloaf on a boat, whatever his name is.
chicken feed compared to what we're gonna make next Saturday. Mean Gene's going away. I overheard him talking. He's gonna make a dime. Tom, think about it. Mean Gene goes away. We don't tell no one, and we bet the whole town that our guy not only lands up here, but that he makes the love goddess as well. We will rake in
The love
thousands.
goddess.
All right.
I wonder if Gene Simmons calls Shannon Tweed
Think about it for a minute, man.
his love goddess.
I mean, hey, you're a good
You're my
person.
love
But you're the only
goddess.
guy I know that can make love to a Cheerio.
Maybe he does. I mean,
Now, I did some
oh
research,
yeah?
and I found just the guy to do it.
Oh yeah? Well, all right. You're my love goddess. Maybe he does. I don't know. I mean, she's the mother of his children, so it's possible. I mean, he's a pretty vivacious guy for his age. You know, you never know. Maybe either she is his love goddess, you know. By the way, Gene Simmons' daughter, Sophie Tweed, a very, very attractive lady. She looks great in Kiss makeup, by the way. But it's funny to see like his son, Nick, huge guy, tall as fuck. Looks just like Gene, though, you know. It would be interesting to see, like 20 years from now, Gene Simmons' son and Paul Stanley's son, and they just keep Kiss going or something. That would be. I feel like there's something like that in the works. I might be just fantasizing, but I'm like, that's a fucking golden goose. You know what I mean? Lays the golden eggs. The whole Kiss franchise, and they're already setting it up to like. They've already said like Kiss is its own entity. So when we're dead, they just keep it going, and it keeps the thing, blah blah blah, it keeps the music alive. They have two rock and roll musicians. Gene's son and Paul's son are musicians, and they fucking both look like them, and they're both good. So it makes sense to me. At some point, Paul's son and Gene's son just pick up the mantle and keep that shit going. They're like Kiss 2.0, you know what I mean? I would actually think that was cool, because no band has ever done that shit. And it's not like it's a cover band, because, well, it is. It is essentially at its core a cover band, but it's not like it's like their offspring, so it's not necessarily like out of the DNA of the band. It's like it's just it got handed off to the next generation, right? That I would love to see that. That would be really cool. If I'm like 80 and I go to see Kiss and it's like Gene Simmons, Nick Simmons, and Star Child Jr. Well, I don't know his name. Fucking rocking out, playing fucking Detroit Rock City or something. I'd be like fucking crazy. You know, it's like that would be like a mind blower for me. You know, fucking 80-year-old Ace Frehley comes out, fucking stumbling in a wheelchair and shit, with his fucking triple humbucker, fucking Les Paul, fucking shredding Shock Me and shit, blowing fucking, rockets out of the top, is fucking, blowing his like gray hair back and shit. That would be amazing, dude. I'd love to see that shit. I don't care. I would love to see it. It'd be awesome. Kiss 5.0 or whatever at this point.
Kid, I've been thinking, and I think I figured everything out.
What is it? He's got a Def Leppard. Was that Rod Stewart? Is that Rod Stewart and Def Leppard, right?
Maybe I got a little carried away.
Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. Definitely Def Leppard. I think that's 80s Rod Stewart, though.
You get lost and I'll get laid.
Now he hates Roxy for always pressuring him to do the right thing.
I don't want your help anymore. I want to do this on my own.
Well, who do you got in mind?
The cool thing is that, okay, so here's Roxy.
Mean Gene's going away tonight. He won't be
Here's
back until
Rudy,
Sunday.
and they're on a journey together, and they're going
Try tomorrow afternoon.
this way
Well, how do you think the love goddess feels about this?
and this way.
I'm not sure. I mean, for all I know, she'll probably
This
throw me out the
way.
window.
And
But I have to try right now. Everyone on the river thinks I'm a fool. That's my own fault. I mean, all
they're going this way. They're going this way together.
Well, no more. I gotta prove to them
They're
that
weaving back and forth. They're going this way and this way and that way, and they're going back and forth, and they're going this way together, and over here and over there. But they're together. They're going on this journey together. They're going to. They're eventually going to end up over here.
Call that a marriage? Running around with Rita?
Yeah, that fucking didn't go well. No, they started off both in a place together, and then they're moving, transitioning, and changing together, and they're learning to evolve together. You know, to do a good thing. To, you know, this might seem like in the scope of all the terrible things going on in the world, a really small thing, but small things matter. It's like you're laying a foundation of how to be a good person. She's helping him. She's learning how to be a good person and help a good person be a better person by not making the mistakes that she made. And that's really cool. That's a cool little message in a movie like this. And unique for its time, you know? And wrapped up in a little bit of a dirtbag movie. I'm not gonna lie. It is a little bit of this movie is a little at odds with itself, but it's almost over. Don't worry. We won't watch it till next summer. So.
Are you sure Mean Gene's gone?
Yeah, I saw him sneak away last night.
Nobody else saw him leave.
Yeah, the place was deserted. Trust me. Okay, Grossman. Let's go, pal. Let's get started now. All right, pal. Move. Let's go now. Go get him. Betting windows open.
I like that swipe. That was cool.
All right, this is the big one, love fans. This is it. We got a tenner there. All right.
So what they're doing is they're taking bets on who can get up to the goddess's, Shannon Tweed's little love nest. Who's the Adonis that can get up there and actually woo her, seduce her, and get in her pants, right?
Hey, where's this Adonis fellow? We want to show.
And it's I think it's a weak point in the movie. You know, it's like it kind of blurs the movie a little bit with like its message and where it was going, but it's fun, you know. I mean, it's where the coming of age slap happy drive-in part comes in or whatever, but I guess they had to figure out a way to have like a big crescendo, like they're working up to something, and like Rudy getting laid wasn't really enough, like, so they had to make it, you know, they had a big villain, but it wasn't enough, and they needed to have like a pinnacle of the movie, and this is the best thing they could come up with, I guess. And it's very American Pie-ish, you know.
Not now. I'm busy. He's got 2 minutes.
He said he'd be here.
Can't anybody tell me where I can find Andy?
Yeah. I'm Andy. What?
You looking for Joe Adonis?
Sure, Joe Adonis?
No, sir. I represent him.
Where?
I really think Kevin Smith stole this. Not stole it. Not stole. Sorry, Kevin. Not stole. I think Kevin Smith borrowed this idea.
In the house?
He's close to my age, a little bit older. Probably saw this scene a lot too on HBO and borrowed the idea. You know, Kinky Kelly and The Donkey and Clerks 2. I love Clerks 2. I love that movie. I love Clerks 1. I love Clerks 2. Excited to see Clerks 3. I'm just saying, this very, very similar. Very, very similar.
In the house.
In the house.
In the house.
I'm pretty sure Kevin Smith kind of was like, maybe he forgot he saw this movie at some point.
You Andy? Joe Adonis. Glad to meet you. Joe Adonis. So, where is she? She's up in the bedroom. You got a cow in the bedroom? She ain't no cow, man. She's a beauty. We call it love. Blue ribbon stock, huh? Said we ain't never done it in no house before. We could wreck the place. Wow. Maybe you better move the furniture, little lady. We're gonna need all the room we can get. Wow. You must really be something. Satisfaction, boy. Guaranteed.
Wow.
What are we waiting for? Let's get started. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just 1 minute. I'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to present the greatest stud of all time, the Adonis.
The Adonis.
You still want us to turn loose in that house? You got sicker brains. Tom, I grew up in the city. I'm going in.
Yeah, I mean, come on. This is so fucking Clerks 2. But he did make it his own. That's fine. Kinky Kelly, whatever. You know, I get it.
Standing in for the Adonis is Tom, the lady killer. We'd have a better chance making it with the ball.
Some weird cultish ritual going on out in the woods.
I just wanted to let you know that there's a ceremony going on back at your house. And they're sacrificing the love goddess.
Assemble the fleet.
Wendy with the one bad move. Sabotaging her man. Possibly putting his life at risk. I mean, this is a big gamble for her. She's like, he ain't, look, this guy ain't going to slip away from me. And I'm going to fucking send these murderous bikers after his ass. All right. To prevent him from, and a 1 in a million chance of getting laid, and just sit back and see what happens. I mean, that's kind of fucked up, man. Like, she was gambling with his life.
Little underarm deodorant. Actually, know how to dodge 20, but you smell in the net. Not a boy. All right. Little cologne now for that European continental look.
See, now they got him dressed as the average, a little bit better than average kind of 80s kid, like a little bit better clothes, not too better, but trying. Look at Shan Tweed. Oh.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Oh, Shannon Tweed. Holy shit. Looking fine as shit. In her prime. I can understand why Jean, god damn. Gene Simmons does not deserve this fucking lady. I mean, shit. You know what I mean? Good looking. I'm not even into blonde girls that much, but I'm just saying she's really hot. Early 80s sex, symbol. Shannon Tweed.
You to think that you could come up here and make love to me on account of some bet. I'm not helping you win any bets. Now you get out of here before I throw you out myself. Hey, what are you doing here?
Get out of my way, wimp. I've got a job to do.
Nice ADR there. Get out of my way, wimp. I got a job to do.
Roxy, what did I tell you before?
I know.
I actually think,
Do what you
in
said.
a weird way, like,
So I thought one
I
for
mean,
old time's sake.
Roxy's almost kind of more sexy than Love Goddess. I kind of like Roxy more than Love Goddess. I mean, Shannon Tweed is hot. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, maybe I'm a little freaky, but I'm just saying, like, Roxy is kind of like, she's kind of, she's a sexy lady, and she's, I like her personality. I like she's worldly. I like she's a little kinky. I like that she's, she's a good looking lady. I don't know. I would maybe go for Roxy before I go for Shannon Tweed here. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I had you all wrong.
Yeah, right. Like this would never happen.
Why you always stay up here?
Oh, well, I'm studying for my PhD in sociology. I've been working so hard, I haven't
Yeah,
even
and negligee. Sure. So sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm sure she has no idea what's going on right below her sun window or whatever,
I think I know a way we can salvage your reputation. Come with me.
Oh, do tell. I do love the idea that, she decided to help him out. It's a very Pretty in Pink moment, where it's like, you're not going to get me. There's no way in hell, but I'll help you just to fuck those idiots over, where like she, like in Pretty in Pink, it's a very, what's his name? It's a very Pretty in Pink moment, where, Andy gives the guy her panties and he holds them up and they're like, oh my God, it's a very much like that, it's like she took pity on the little guy and it's like an inside joke and they're fucking with everybody, it's like very defiant or whatever. And I kind of like that. It's fun, and it's a really nice, innocent way to kind of end it without being too debaucherous and too over the top and gross or whatever, So good writing, I think. This movie's underrated, man. Damn it! I declare, overrated, underrated movie.
You kick them in the balls. Stomp on them when they're down. And you bite them when they're not looking. And if that don't work, fight dirty.
Fight dirty. Fight dirty. I'm sure shooting all these scenes was an absolute fucking nightmare. When you have a live animal of that stature on a shitty little set, I'm sure it was insane. I like how this denim wearing, beer farting, meatloaf looking fucking dirtbag somehow fucking got this hot, like, intelligent woman. Opposites attract, I guess. I don't know. Here's the devil.
Cheer up, sweetheart.
Some greasy Vegas guy.
I wouldn't work for you when I was alive.
I can offer you top billing in my latest.
It looks like Sean Penn now, is the funny thing. Like, if somebody told me that was Sean Penn, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, that's what he looks like.
Play opposite Caligula.
I don't do kinky stuff.
Looks like you don't have much choice, sure.
Hi, Dean. How was your day?
Also very ironic. Character's name is Gene. she's married to Gene Simmons.
There you go again. Another
Like,
childish attempt to
very
get my attention.
I'm sure she
I wonder what
said
you
that,
think
like,
you're trying to accomplish with this silly temper tantrum of yours.
that has had to have happened,
All that junk
you
food
know,
and
where
sugar
she's
you
like,
eat.
oh, hey, Gene.
You
Yeah.
never listen.
I wonder if Gene Simmons likes this movie. I mean, Gene Simmons has been in his fair share of shitty movies, so,
There'll be no more candy for a week.
you know. Also ironic, Gene Simmons, notorious cheater on Shannon Tweed. She stood by his fucking old cheating ass for decades while he spread his seed around everywhere. And he finally, I guess, had an epiphany and, like, became loyal all of a sudden and, you know, stopped that shit. And she stood by him, you know, never said he would get married. Said he would never get married, got married to her, you know, on his reality TV show. Like, I think that's gross, but whatever. You know, they're Hollywood people, so. And that's like 10 years ago or something. It seems like he's turned over a new leaf, but it's like, I mean, the guy said from the very beginning he never wanted to be a one-woman type of guy, and she went along with it. So it's a partial responsibility. I'm just saying, you know, she put up with a lot of, you know, he dragged in a smelly dick every night for a long time. I'm sure she put up with a lot of shit, and we only got to see, you know, I'm sure we only got to see very, very faint ideas of what happened with their relationship stuff on their reality TV show. But, you know, kudos to them for fucking hanging together for their kids and fucking working it out and shit. And he finally came to his senses and, like, I have a wife and kids, you know, like, duh, dude, good for you. So I guess to some people, it's never too late to, you know, make an honest man out of yourself, whatever. But a little bestiality reference there at the end. And a lot of raunchy 80s comedies did that too, you know. You know, it's a very, like, lowbrow way to go, but they're just trying to make their money back at the drive-in, so I get it, you know. They have to be a little controversial or whatever. It's so funny because at one point in my life, I looked more like Rudy, and now I think I look more like fucking Gene in this movie. Although I have more hair. But if I had to say, who do I look more like, Gene or Rudy in this movie? I'd be like, I'd probably look more like Gene. Fat and old and tired and shit, you know? Oh, Wendy, look, she brought it down to his... She chilled, man. She chilled out with the fucking... She was trying too hard. Now she's fucking chilling out and shit. I like this. This is a nice, clean, good ending where, like, you know, they were always meant to be together, or to, at least for a while, to be boyfriend and girlfriend, and, you know, they kind of balanced out to have a meeting, you know? I like that. I like that's good, you know? It's cute. It's cute.
Hey, Wendy.
Huh?
You sure you don't want to go for a walk? Please?
That was an interesting thing that I never really thought about, because, you know, he was like, no means yes in terms of sex, but maybe no means yes sometimes in terms of, like, the girl wants to know, you know, she rejects you, but she just wants to see how much you really want to hang out with her, you know? Although nowadays, you don't know. I don't know. You know, a girl says no and you go, oh, come on, please. And then you're like in handcuffs. So who fucking knows? You know what I mean? Like, there's no standard anymore. Like, my advice, she says no, walk away. And then if she really nowadays, if she wants to fucking hang with you, then she'll let you know. She'll make it obvious, you know. The tables are turning, okay? So things have changed, okay? Nowadays, if a girl likes you, you'll know. So don't ever think no means yes, because it doesn't. But back in the 80s, there was a little game play between boys and girls. It was like a girl would say, you're gross, or I don't like you. And it was kind of like, try a little harder because I want to know if you really mean it. Nowadays, it's like, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. Definitely wait until you definitely know that she's interested, you know. And because you don't want to get in trouble, don't get in trouble. But look at this weird outro too. It's like, it's not like a metal song. It's not like Judas Priest or something. It's like this really soft 70s song. It's like a really interesting movie. This movie does not get enough credit at all. I really love to watch this movie one time a year, right at the beginning of summer. And it reminds me of when I was a young preteen watching HBO on my mom's couch and, getting a little randy on the couch, like flipping the channels and learning a little thing about the birds and the bees and enjoying a little light comedy and sexual innuendo and all that. So that's why I love this movie. It's a good time. It's a time capsule. So these movies don't really exist anymore or cannot be made anymore. And they're meant to be enjoyed by old douchebags like me. And in the hopes that maybe a new generation of people will learn to love and laugh and understand the human condition in a certain way that it was 40 years ago, and just go, hey, that's how we were and that's how we rolled, and that was fun, not perfect, but glorious in all of our weirdness and shit. So yeah, that's basically it. The movie's over, and I fucking crushed it. Fucking Wednesday night streaming, crushing the fucking shitty B- movie tonight. Yes, that's right. This is the best fucking. All right, I'm not the best, but it's a really great shitty movie. Horror movie base kind of weird channel. I don't know. If you dig me and you dig my vibe and you like drinking beers, you like hanging out and escaping and have a good time, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate it. About to hit 10,000 subs real soon. And for all you guys out there watching, thank you. All y'all bitches out there, y'all be my bitches. Yeah. All right. Okay, I gotta stop this shit. Okay, because I'm not watching. What's happening here? I'm confused. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging, and peace.